You went to Harvard, right? You have long been considered one of the largest donors, the largest donor to have given money that's been committed, correct?
That's what I've heard.
That's what we've heard. So what's the value of a Harvard education in 30 years? If you look down the road, do you think that the Harvard brand will be the same in 30 years?
Look, I think this comes down to what does the Harvard corporate board choose to do over the next decade. You know, I think there's no doubt that Harvard lost its way a bit over the last few years. The scandal that they went through was really quite devastating to the university. But under the leadership of the new president, the focus on encouraging a more open discourse, a more transparent discourse in the classroom, a focus on returning to the fundamentals of Western education, I think positions Harvard well to pivot back towards its long-established position of leadership in America higher education.
Do you think what's happening there, though, says something much bigger about the role of elite colleges, elite universities in America?
Look, I think what had happened at Harvard, which was the rise of wokeism, a focus away from traditional values in education, the emergence of a cancel culture, the anti-Semitism that we witnessed on campus, was part of a larger dynamic that was gripping American culture. And I think one of the great parts of the Trump administration has been the pushback on wokeism and on some of the cultural dynamics that I think really polarized us as a nation. I really do hope that higher education, and we're seeing this across the country, focuses once again first and foremost, how do we create the next generation of people who are great contributors to society in leadership and other roles across our country.
But since you stopped giving to Harvard, and maybe it's not a direct, money went there to money went to different universities, you have broadened your giving quite meaningfully. And so do you see your dollars going elsewhere into different types of universities moving forward?
I mean, clearly I've diversified my giving to higher education. My belief in the importance of higher education stands firm, but I do believe that by contributing to other universities who have very strong academic programs, I am managing the risk of my charitable giving portfolio.
It's interesting also because over at Harvard you have a School of Arts and Sciences with your name on it. And I'm wondering what you think about the skills of the future that people need to thrive in this country.
At our core, there is a debate between the value of a liberal arts education and a STEM degree. There's no doubt America needs more graduates with a STEM degree. But I cannot emphasize enough the importance of a liberal arts education. And in particular, when you think about public service or the skills often to run a large company, having an appreciation of economic, political, and philosophical considerations, I think, is very important in the performance of one's duties.